Something happened and price, something happened, the PC got shut down. Fuck. Okay. So the news is coming in. Let's wait for reversal price to, if this breaks, then we'll look for another reversal. Let's wait for this high to break. Then we can look for buy side entry. Keep your risk very low. See what's the result. I don't think so. Price can return. So maybe we can get a reversal on DXY. So probably Euro USD will start to go down from here. Okay. And let's wait for price to reverse from here. This can be also a liquidity sweep. So we want price to break this high, then we can look for buy side setup. We can see the price is creating a wick over here. Hello, no move in Euro USD. Probably you will see a reversal in USD pairs. Okay. So let's say if we are 30 minutes, we can see the price is fulfilling the imbalance. And if this candle closes to the upside, probably we'll see a reversal like upside move on gold. On Euro USD, it just tap this sort of block. Let's see what we can get. USD JPY, it's going to the downside. This week was not good. Like I've been having a losing streak. So yesterday I caught this move after this move. So here yesterday I was looking for a sell side entry, but then price actually fulfilled this imbalance. So I was waiting for price to get this low swept out, and we were creating, like gold was creating this trend line liquidity. So I thought price will go to the upside, but again it engulfed and created the strong low. So based on this strong low, I took entry over here. So this is the order block. This is liquid sweep structure break. We had this imbalance, price came, tapped, and it started to go from here. So this was our re-entry. This is the first entry. Let's see, set up like this. So we want price to actually, the 3-minute candle has closed between the structure. We want price to break this, so we can look for a retest and entry to the upside. How's your week going on? Same here. This week is not good because of last Friday news. Yes, price is just creating consolation, and for DXY is creating internal structures. Here also you can see the price is still creating internal structure over here. So I was expecting price to sweep the liquidity and it should continue the upside. But then price started to give a reversal over here, and it's now reacting off of this order block. So at least it should sweep the order block and it should continue to the downside. So Euro USD and all the USD pairs can go to the upside. So I think on gold, if price wants to create a good momentum, then probably we want price to not fulfill this imbalance. So we have this imbalance in the price. We want price to close above the structure, so we could get an entry to the upside, creating this strong low, and then it should continue something like this. So this is my view for the gold. If this taps, then we'll look for entry, but it will be a confirmation entry. GBP same thing. I was voting like this was a very perfect setup. If you look at 4 hour, so we had this strong low, there was imbalance, and I was waiting for price to create a change of pattern. I entered, and then price hit stop loss over here, and now it's continued downside. Same thing, like I marked the sort of block on GBP USD. This is not a block, but it's not that good. So we want price to give us a reversal. Like for example, we want price to break this high. There was one setup on Euro AUD. Okay, so this is a good setup. Price have induced the previous structure, and it's continuing creating trend line liquidity. So we can expect price to react from this. Euro GBP, same thing. Let's wait for price to create a chalk. Right now we have this strong low. So price whipped out this previous low. So this is a good indication that if this breaks, then probably we will have a good confirmation that price can tap and it can continue downside, something like this. And if this breaks, then we have this inducement to look for buy side. It's a very straightforward move. So if this breaks from this order block, then probably we can look for sell. And because this is a strong low, then if this breaks to the upside, so we can use this area for our entry to the upside. It's very simple. So this is the POI here, which took out the previous liquidity, previous candle, and then this was a reaction to the upside. So probably we can expect if this candle does not close between the structure, then probably we can look for entry from this. Stop losses, like I think 3 to 4 stop loss this week and 2 take profits. The first one is this one on gold from yesterday. Again, the stop loss hit, price hit the stop loss, and again, this hit my second take profit. Okay, so this was just a move to sweep out liquidity. It's continued downside only. That's nice. That's nice. It still can go to the upside from here also. So if you look at this is the wick which took out the previous liquidity. So price have tapped this, and we can expect price to move to the upside from this. So if you want to look for buys on US30, you can look for buys from here. It can tap, look for retest, and it will continue the upside. If you look at 4 hour, so this is not 4 hour, but this is you can see that this 1 hour candle took out the liquidity. So this liquidity has been passed through with this candle. So you can expect a good momentum to the upside, creating this break. So price is sweeping this liquidity, and it should continue from this. On USD CAD, we have this order block. So price create this low. And if you look at this, so this is the area which took out the low. So where is this? We have this order flow thing. And there is a clear imbalance over here. So this is order block, but the price have already tapped. So let's wait for price to create a chalk here, because we are on 30 minutes. So we want price to at least break the strong low over here. This is the strong low high. We can see another sweep, and then we can look for a chalk from this to the upside. Please hit the like button. So I think Euro JPY looks good, although price is consolidating over here. But here, if you look at the structure, price broke the structure, and the structure has started to shift in the internal, sweeping this liquidity. So this liquidity has been swept. So we can now look for the sweep of next high, probably. And if you go to lower time frame, this is the area which took out this liquidity from the previous liquidity. And there is this order block on 2 minutes. So let's wait for price to create liquidity here. And we have a nice setup. Price have created this imbalance, which is a structural imbalance. And if this breaks, then and creates liquidity over here, so we can look for a buy side setup from this. So this looks good to me. Entry stop loss below this low. And we can target the next high, which is this one. So everything over here has been liquidity. For extra confirmation, we will wait for price to break this high. So this is a very clear setup on which we have everything aligned. Price of swept the liquidity, previous liquidity. Let's wait for price to this 50-minute candle should be break. This high should be broken with this candle, or else there will be just a reversal. Sweep of low, sweep of low. The momentum is to the upside. We have this imbalance to support our bias till here, and then we can look for sell side from here, something like this. Please hit the like button. On Ethereum, we can look for a re-entry. So this is the entry. This is the entry I shared yesterday. I think on Monday also I shared this. Monday, Tuesday. So here this is the sweep of liquidity. If we look at this, then we can see price have mitigated this structure. Let's wait for price to break the structure. So there's this imbalance, like fair value gap over here. And this is the candle which took out basically a breaker block. If you look at 5 minutes, so this is the zone. Let's wait for price to break and create some more liquidity. It should tap and continue to the upside from here. It's basically a 50-minute order block over here. And price started to go up. Price have mitigated this order block from this low, sweeping this liquidity. Let's see. So on BTC, we wanted price to tapped and broke this previous low, which is this structure. It have tapped this order block. Do you hold your intraday rate? Uh, Not that much. Like I try to close as soon as possible. So no. Hello, hello. Now we can expect price to go to the upside from here. So we are getting this movement to the upside. Yes, sometimes. It's been 4 years still not able to figure out what market losing hopes. What strategy do you trade in? What strategy do you use? Price finally broke the structure, so I think there will be good momentum in So price is rejecting based from this sort of block. Look at this. This is the imbalance. I thought it will react from this breaker block, but there is this whole order block thing going on. Breaker block, order block setup. Let's wait for price to clear structure break over here. And then we can look for retest and continuation. So this is the sweep of liquidity. We have the structure break. Price is creating order block here. So it's showing signs of going to the upside. Let's wait for price to break this higher, then we can look for buy side from here. We have the strong low. I think this, if you look at this candle, this is a candle after, I think this has been mitigated. So we want price to have order block and imbalance, but if this liquidity sweep has been fulfilled or the order block has been fulfilled, so there the structure becomes very weak and vulnerable. So it can sweep again and can continue. So that's the thing. So if you look for entry, then we want price to create a bullish engulfing. This is the good sign. On 1 minute, it still works. Bullish engulfing from this area. Then we can target the next high, which is this one. And this is the candle which took out the liquidity. So it's rejecting based on that. So that's a POI for this. But this is not a good sign. Price is creating wick. Say gold is coming to downside only. BTC, so there is this POI to the downside, to the left side, and price created this high but failed to break this structure. Now it's going to the upside. So I'm looking for buy from this area. This is POI. But if this could have, this structure would have broken, then I would have looked for a sell side from here. So this is a 1:4 type of setup. 1 is to 10. This is good. Just a little bit down, I'm in. Okay. Ethereum, Ethereum, you can look for buy side from here. So if you look at this 30 minutes candle over here, this is the 30-minute candle which took out the low, but the structure has been broken with a wick. There is this structure break and there is this liquidity sweep. And if you go to 1 minute, then the structure has been indicated over here. So if you look at this order block, you can look for buy side from here. We have this imbalance. So for target, you can target the next high, which is this one. Second target is this 1 is to 6 and around 1 is to 10. So if even if you get one is this next high, then probably it's 1 is to 6. But the thing is that right now it's 6:30. After half an hour, it still not sweep the liquidity, and it should continue by tapping this order block. So that's the problem is like there is also this order block, even though it's just a random order block which went and broke the structure. We don't want that to happen. Please hit the like button. Okay. Let's wait for the session to open. I think on when the market starts, it can tap and continue sweeping this liquidity. Or we can look for new. So if this breaks and creates new structure, then we can look for price to retest and continue. Something like this should happen. The problem here, I think, the if you look at the structure, this is the order block which took out the low, and this is the wick which induced the previous structure and started to go down. So this has been already mitigated. That's why I think we missed this move. But let's hope for price to come. So it's not that price will only tap this kind of breakup and order block setup. So finally, I think price can break this equal lows now. It's coming to the downside, so I was hoping for price to create some reversal. But if you look at 30 minutes, then we have this 30-minute order block over here, which took out the liquidity from the left low, and it started to go up, creating this structure, new structure to the upside. So we can look for buy side from this area, which is around stop loss below this low, and we can target the next high, something like this. Some more. So this. Okay. So this is something we can look for in the setup. So we have this 1 hour order block, there is imbalance, and price can tap and it can continue. Let's see what it does. There's a 30-minute 30 seconds structure break over here. It's if this breaks, then probably there will be a reversal, but I think it should tap and continue to downside. So if we look at gold right now, there's this, we have this order block which took out the liquidity. So if price continues to the downside, if this breaks and continues to the downside, then we can look for a sell side entry, like very short, small risk. But if this breaks, then because this is a inducement, then we look for a continuation after this to the upside, something like this. And everything about the structure, everything is liquidity. So price will not react from any of the order block. So we can use this as a target after the structure break. So it's reacting just based on this equal lows like support resistance zones, just like yesterday. So if this breaks, let's see what it does. So right now, if price reacts from this areas, then probably we can see it's creating this equals, and this will be a retest, and it should continue breaking this order block. Like it will create a breaker block from this area. Okay, so finally this is broken. So we can look for buy side entries from here. So this is a order block, and now this is a breaker block. So price will create some kind of structure over here. After this, then it should tap and continue. Here we have this imbalance. Hello, hello. Now the real move has started on Ethereum. It has flipped the previous low. And if this structure breaks, then you can put your stop loss at break even. So we don't want to price fulfill this whole imbalance. We want price to just sweep the liquidity, and then it should go to the upside. Then it should be equal for retest. So if this imbalance remains unfulfilled, then it will not create more liquidity downside. So probably we look for continuation trades. So this imbalance will help us to target the next high and look for bigger take profits. Uh, Because if this gets mitigated, then probably price will sweep this low also. We don't want that to be happen. Please hit the like button. Smart money concepts. Yeah, yeah. It should have given at least a retest and it's moving to the upside. London low liquidity sweep plus 50-minute IDM and 1 minute upside. Okay, bro. Thank you. Thank you for teaching me. So if you look at Ethereum, price is coming very rapidly to the downside. So instead of break even, what you can do is put your stop loss below this low. So this is around 0.5% risk. And because if you look at the structure, price has just swept the structure. So this is not a proper structure break. So we are risking from 1% to 0.5% risk over here just by putting 0.5% stop loss over here. Because if you look at this, price has swept the liquidity and create structure break, so it can retest and it can just tap the entry on break even and it will just hit our stop loss and then it can continue. So we don't want that to be happen. Good evening. Good evening. PTC. So if you look at BTC, price have retested from this higher time frame order block. So this whole zone price have tapped, and we can expect price to go to the upside from this order block. So this is the whole thing is order block, and we can target the next liquidity. In this case, same setup we are looking for buy side. But if you look at the structure right now, so it's basically we have this train line. This is order block to the left side. If you look at 30 minutes, there is imbalance. This is the candle which took out the liquidity. So price have tapped, and so this structure is sweeping the liquidity. So we look for buy side from this area to the upside, but for that price need to break this low. Then we can look for a sell side setup too. Because if price wants to react from this order block, it also have to go and broke the structure. So it will break. Then we can look for sell side and again buy side from here. So basically, we are trading the internal structure rather than trading these highs and lows. So in 3 minutes, US 30 will open. Hello, hello, Nomsa. Hello, hello. Wait for price to engulf, then only look for entry. Wait for price to engulf, then only look for entry. I knew what it can do. It's rejected from this order block. We can still look for buy side. Let's wait. Don't look for direct entry, and this don't look for direct entry. Wait for price to cool down, then we'll look for new structure to create, then only we look for entries. Risk management, risk management, and there are a lot of things. So price is giving a engulfing over here in 1 minute. This guy is saying I am boring. Because I didn't reply to his message, that's why he said that. So he asked me, भाई आप किस लॉजिक भाई जी आप किस बेसिस पे ट्रेड करते हो, किस लॉजिस और साइकोलॉजी पर? Which time frame is better to identify? So I don't use any specific time frame for marking the order blocks, but if you want to mark POIs, then 30 minutes is best time frame to mark POIs. For intraday, let's say for example, if you look at any 30-minute time frame, then probably it will react from that 30 minutes. So let's say this is a 30-minute imbalance and there is this order block. So this is the 30-minute order block. We have this order block which took out the previous low, and then price broke the structure over here. So this is a 30-minute order block. So I think 30 minutes is the best time frame to mark order block, but in most cases I don't use any time frame. So this time frame is a like zoom tool for me. Like I use this as a, if something is not clear, then I'll switch to higher time frame. That's it. So price is not fulfilling this imbalance. So I think we can expect a structure break over here. This 5-minute candle, if closes to the upside, probably we'll look for a structure break. So we just have to look for setup which sweeps the liquidity like this and create structure break. Then we can look for a retest to the entry, something like this. So probably that will happen in a few minutes. We can say liquid sweep is happening over here. Same thing what price did over here. So that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. On US30, I'll cover what we did. So on US30, I was waiting for price to react, but it did not give us any engulfing. Same thing over here. It didn't react. So right now we have only third area, which is below this low. So this is where we look for buy side entry on US30. I'll remove this area very quick. So right now there is this wick, which is a strong low. We want price to tap and it should come slowly. And then after the structure break, we'll look for buy side entry to the upside. So this is the setup. This will look like this. Don't enter in FOMO. Wait for price to stop at our order block and wait for price to engulfing. Wait for the engulfing and then look for entry. Because the structure is still going to the upside and we have this huge imbalance where price can fulfill now this imbalance. Already price have created this low. On BTC, so yeah, this is the move here. This buy side move is coming to the upside. So you can look for a continuation trade after this. I'll show you what this will look like. Something like this. So price sweeps the low. Here we don't have anything. So this type of trades you have to look for. So this candle took out the previous low, structure break. There was this imbalance, and this candle took out this low again. Straight move to the upside. Straight 1:5, very quick. So we have to look for that type of setup after the structure break. You can see price absorbed the liquidity and now it's continuing to the upside. So this was liquid sweep. We can expect price to break this high. I'm still not getting that confidence of trading this breakout, but you can. On BTC, we can see there is this order block and we have the structure has been closed in this. So this candle closed between the structure and there is order block over here. If it continues from this order block, then probably it can go to the upside, but this is not the entry. If this fails, then you can look for a entry to the sell side. Same setup on gold will be used for sell side. Let's see.